Good afternoon. Once again, it's your agriculture teacher Sandeep here. Previous class we have discussed about specialty fertilizers. What are specialty fertilizers? How they have got that much importance in agriculture, and what are all the characteristics they should possess in order to call some fertilizers as specialty fertilizers. In this class, we are going to discuss about what are all the different types of specialty fertilizers are there and how they have been categorized. What is the major difference between the different types of specialty fertilizers? Specialty fertilizers have been broadly classified into these many fertilizers based on their special function or the special kind of manufacturing or the special kind of application, okay, such as slow releasing fertilizers, stabilized fertilizers, customized fertilizers, fortified fertilizers, liquid fertilizers, organically chelated micronutrients, and control releasing fertilizers. These all the fertilizers, specialty fertilizers, will be discussed individually in the future slides. First and foremost, and having most important specialty fertilizer is slow releasing fertilizer. Slow releasing specialty fertilizers. What are these slow releasing specialty fertilizers? Which means, okay, usually the chemical fertilizers, okay, whenever you apply it into the soil, immediately whenever they come in contact with the water, they will ionize and they will release the nutrients into the soil solution. In that time, okay, the nutrients will be, some amount of nutrients will be uptaken by the plant and some amount of nutrients will be get lost to the atmosphere in different forms, such as leaching loss, fixation, denitrification. Likewise, they will get lost into the atmosphere. Okay, these specialty fertilizers, when you have applied into the soil, okay, they will release these nutrients ions into the nutrient solution, that is soil solution, very slowly. Okay, in that sense, they will reduce the availability of these fertilizers in the soil solution. The basic principle behind this is the particle size or the surface area of the fertilizer material. If the fertilizer material area is less, then it will come in contact with the water or the microbes very small quantity, and the amount of release of these nutrients into the soil solution will also be get slowed down. If you reduce the surface area by increasing the particle size, what will happen? The amount of nutrient released into the soil solution will be get slowed down. Okay, this is the basic principle behind these specialty fertilizers. Specialty fertilizers, these slow releasing nitrogen, slow releasing fertilizers are mostly confined to the nitrogenous fertilizers. Okay, such as this coated ureas and all, they will be used in the rice ecosystem. These are, as I said earlier, mostly they are nitrogen fertilizers, and it will be depend on the area, surface area of these fertilizers. And the example for these slow releasing fertilizers are urea super granules. As you know, Chinese mud ball technique. Okay, urea super granules are those which are having the diameter of 1 centimeter. Whenever you apply these urea super granules between the crop rows, the amount of area come in contact with the water and the microbial attack is very less. Hence, the amount of nutrient release will also be slowed down. In case of Chinese mud ball technique, what they will do? Approximately 1 gram of the urea fertilizer will be kept in the mud. Okay, he kept inside the mud, and they will smear the mud into balls of size 1 centimeter. Okay, so that those balls can be placed in between the crop rows. Hence, the release of the nutrient can be controlled or reduced. Okay, the second type is controlled releasing fertilizers. Controlled releasing fertilizers are those fertilizers, they will not release the amount of nutrients immediately into the soil. Okay, after the application, they will take some amount of time, such as it may be a week, or it may be a month. Okay, after that specified period only they will release the nutrients into the soil. Okay, here what they will do, the nutrient solution, this nutrient concentration will be encapsulated with the fertilizer reagent or fertilizer reactant materials, so that it is just like a seed is coated by the seed cover. Okay, that seed cover has to come out. Okay, come out if you want that seed, similarly. Okay, after that encapsule get dissolved, after some time the nutrients will be released into the soil solution. In this way the nutrient release will be controlled. Okay, the slowness of the release is determined by the low solubility of the encapsulated material. Okay, what kind of material we are using? If we use those polythene, okay, there is polymer coats are there, sulfur coateds are there, neem coateds are there. These are the best example. Neem coated urea, sulfur coated ureas are the best example for this controlled releasing fertilizers. After those encapsulated material got dissolved, these nutrients will be released into the environment. Since the conventional fertilizers are soluble in the water, the nutrients can disperse. Okay, this you all know. Why the conventional fertilizers will release the nutrients immediately means they will get dissolved immediately, but these controlled fertilizers, they will take some amount of time to dissolve in the soil solution. What is the basic difference between these controlled fertilizers and slow releasing fertilizers? The basic principle itself is a different. In case of slow releasing fertilizer, the particle size and the surface area exposing to the water will determines the nutrient release. But here the encapsulated material which is decides the rate of nutrient release and time which is required to release these nutrients into the soil. These are the some of the organic N solubility compounds, okay, which are having low solubility, such as urea formaldehyde, isobutadiene, diurea, thiazole, melanine. They will be available in these formats, and they are having the respective nitrogen contents, as you can see here. Okay, I won't discuss much here, it will take more time. These are some of the common coated fertilizers which are called as controlled releasing fertilizers. Neem coated urea, polymer sulfur coated urea, polymer coated ureas. Okay, you can see the nitrogen, respective nitrogen content and inhibition period. Okay, which means if you apply polymer sulfur coated urea, that will release the amount of nutrients into the soil after 6 to 16 weeks. Okay, which means usually they will supply the nutrients to the plants for a longer period. Okay, have you understood that? After the third type is stabilized fertilizers. What are these stabilized fertilizers? Which means, okay, they will delay the nutrient mineralization. Okay, they are stabilizing the release of the nutrients by reducing or delaying the nutrient mineralization. If suppose the inorganic form of the nutrient which we have applied to the soil, okay, it has to mineralize, it has to be get ionized and released into the soil solution. Okay, if we want that plant to uptake, if that mineralization process has been get stopped, okay, what will happen? The losses can be minimized. Okay, that stabilization process or stopping the mineralization process can be done effectively in case of nitrogenous fertilizers. Okay, by controlling the activity of these urea inhibitors and nitrification inhibitors, we can efficiently control the release of nutrients into the soil. Okay, these are some of the urea inhibitors, such as urea inhibitors. What they will do, urease inhibitors, what they will do, they will reduce or control the conversion of urea into ammonia. In that sense, they will reduce the amount of nutrient release into the soil solution. as I explained earlier, they will slow down the rate which urea is hydrolyzed into the soil, and volatilization loss of ammonia into the air as well as leaching loss of the nitrate is either reduced or avoided. Thus, the efficiency of the urea and the N fertilizer containing ureas such as ammonium nitrate solution or ammonium sulfate, they will be get reduced. These are some of the urea inhibitors, okay, such as NBPT, PPDA, PPD and hydroquinones. Urea inhibitors such as thiosulfate and NBPT. These are the some of the nitrification inhibitors. Nitrification is the major mineralization process where there is a organic form of nitrification process where this organic form of nitrogen get converted into inorganic available form, where ammonia get converted into nitrite, then it will get converted into nitrate. It's a two-step process. Two microorganisms were involved in it, okay, such as nitrosomonas and nitrobacter. Okay, what these nitrification inhibitors will do, they will stop the function of nitrosomonas enzyme. Okay, by stopping the function of those nitrosomonas enzyme, they will reduce or they will stop the conversion of this ammonia into nitrites. In that sense, they will control the conversion of ammonia to nitrates. Are you getting the point? Okay, in this way they will stop the nitrification process. The major objective here is to increase the nitrogen use efficiency by reducing the leaching loss or denitrification loss of the nitrogen. The most importantly and commonly used nitrification inhibitors are nitroprin, DZD, thiourea and AMST. Likewise, there are many are there. Okay, you try to remember one or two. But here one most important and commonly asked JRF, SRF and even most common competitive exams of any agronomy subjects, if you see this one question came